Hi, everybody. It's Jessica and Angel here from DataCorps Technology Solutions, and we're here for our Monday Ask DataCorps Live broadcast.
Absolutely. We're back live here at our office, and it was fun at the Center Club. You got to see me unscripted on everything. And you know what? We almost just got what. Did you guys remember that video from the BBC?
Yes, we're about to reenact it for you right now.
Yeah. We're about to get little Gabe here that was about to run in and make his debut on DataCorps Live. But yeah, so we're back here at the office, and we're going to talk a little bit today about something that actually should be of impact to pretty much everybody here if you have any kind of a computer. So what are we talking about today?
We are talking about antivirus software and what you need on your computer to make sure that it's safe and secure in keeping your company and your clients' data secure.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about a lot of software that actually comes on your computer already, and we're going to talk about why that's not sufficient. And we're going to talk about a few of the ones that we use, because we do use multiple for a lot of reasons, depending on the scenario. And what's the best way to buy the antivirus software too?
You know what? First, I want to talk about, and this is just me picking stuff out of the air because I'm not the computer expert. I had never heard of something before I started working here.
What's that?
Because, we all know viruses and worms and stuff that eat. But before I started working here, I had never heard of the term ransomware.
Ransomware? You really?
Really, never heard it before.
Okay, cool. Would you want me to explain it?
Yeah, I think so. Just in case there's anybody out there like me who's, behind the curve a little bit.
Awesome. Well, a literary agent was once asked, what is the most profitable writing that you can write?
Okay. And
you know what the answer was?
What's that?
Ransom notes.
Nice.
So basically, ransomware is similar to a ransom note. An attacker sends you an email with an attachment probably from somebody that you know, or it appears to come from somebody you know, which means that they've infiltrated some kind of an so they've got your name, they've got your email address, and they've got the name and email address of somebody you know, and they send you an email attachment like a Word document or a zip file.
Okay.
And you open it up, and in a few minutes, all your files on your computer are encrypted, and all that's left behind are love letters from this attacker telling you to pay up or you will never see your data.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what's worse? They're right. There's really almost no way to recover that data.
Wow.
There's just one possibility that's a surefire way to get it every time, and that's backups.
Yeah.
So we've talked about backups here before. So
yeah, that's important.
That's why we put a big emphasis on it. Now, it's interesting because there are antivirus programs now that are claiming that they can stop a ransomware attack and that they can roll it back.
Really?
Right. But the skeptic in me and seeing some of the controlled environment tests, anybody can run a test in a controlled environment. Nobody's willing to run it in a production environment and really, see if it's going to come through.
Jeopardize their stuff, yeah.
Right. And so I wouldn't count on antivirus software to protect you from an attack like that.
Okay.
And really, that's going to be one of the messages that we'll talk about throughout this entire time.
Cool. All right. So do we know anybody that you have personally helped in our travels around Tampa that's had a real, thought they were protected by their antivirus software and found out too late that they weren't? Sure.
Actually, there is somebody that comes to mind. In fact, we just discussed this at last month's Brandon Chamber of Commerce cybersecurity luncheon. And that was the Brandon Chamber of Commerce back in July of last year. They switched IT providers, and they thought they were protected. They thought their files were backed up, but they actually weren't. And so they got hit with a ransomware attack that cost them, I think, 40% of their data.
Oh my gosh.
Unable to get it back. The backups were outdated, and there was no protection that was sufficient to keep that from happening. And on top of that, the backups were not getting off-site quickly enough, so they only had about 60% of their backups off-site. and the remaining were not being backed up because they didn't choose the right backup solution, and they weren't able to get their data off-sited quickly enough.
Wow.
30 days, and they only had 60% of their data backed up.
Wow. And
Yeah.
is that pretty typical for someone who doesn't have real professional IT support?
What's sad is they actually did have professional IT support. However, there were some calculations that weren't made when onboarding them. There were some considerations that weren't being taken. One of them being their bandwidth available. So they're without naming any names, their carrier, their internet provider, has what we call asymmetrical bandwidth, meaning the down bandwidth is much, much faster than the upload bandwidth. And in order to get backups off-site, we rely on upload bandwidth.
Right.
So when you don't have enough upload bandwidth to get your backups off-site, it could very well be that you think your backups are off-site, but they're really about 3 to 4 days behind. Or in this case, they were a whole 30 days behind because of the switch between IT companies. They needed time to get 100% of the data off-site first,
Wow.
which we actually handle that by using what's called a seed drive. So this drive, we copy all the backups to this drive if there's not enough bandwidth available to get it out in about 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
We copy all the data to the seed drive and send that seed drive over to our data centers so that they can seed the backup and pre-seed it. And then when we start sending data off-site, we kind of merge all that together and create an ongoing backup.
And so if you're watching right now and only understood about,
Yeah, I'm
20%
sorry.
of
That was very high geek level there.
if you only understood about 20% of that, the moral of the story is call this guy who understands 100% of it.
And again, the average client of ours, this isn't their business. IT
Right.
is not their business at all. So they rely on us to be professional, to know what we're talking about, and to advise them properly in these situations so that they don't have any nasty surprises.
Right. So just a checklist real quick of what we've learned so far. Make sure you're backing up.
Yes,
Make sure you don't have asymmetrical bandwidth.
correct. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. That means, no, I'm there with you. Make sure that your upload speed is as fast as your download speed.
Right.
And
But what's most important, not that it's symmetrical. Okay. You've got to calculate how much bandwidth you actually need to get the backups and how long it's going to take to get your backups off-site. So asymmetrical bandwidth isn't bad, but the lowest package may not be what you need. You may need a pretty high-level package in order to be able to get the outbound bandwidth that you need to get the backups off-site when you need them.
that makes sense. Okay. And let's see. So backing up then back to our antivirus software, which is step one of defending
I know.
ourselves.
What's all this backup stuff have to do with
Sorry,
antivirus software?
Ransomware, I don't know how it all connects. And that took us down a rabbit hole, I guess.
It is. That's the crazy part. It really all is connected. And so you can't just look at one thing in isolation. So a lot of people like to say, antivirus software, I'm good. Well, that's just one piece of the puzzle. And all the puzzle pieces have to work together. So a lot of people like to say, technical glitch.
Yeah.
So all these things have to work together in concert in order to get the end result. So we're talking about a lot of pieces here, and let me just give you another crazy statistic. Okay, the last time I checked this statistic was a few months ago. Antivirus software, about 2% effective. 2%.
So why do we need it?
We need it because that 2% can still have a crappy impact on our business. So we still want the software there. But here's why it's so, I don't want to say ineffective, but here's why it only has an impact in those situations. The viruses that are being written today are being written in a way that they change. Right. And so antivirus software is typically written on a signature-based model, whereas every virus that's written has its own unique thumbprint.
Okay. And
so that's why virus updates are so important. We set our firewalls to update virus every 15 minutes because there's, again, another statistic, I think, goodness, maybe it was up to 200,000. I know the last time I looked, I think it was up to about 100,000 new malware samples found a day.
A day.
A day. So
wow.
That's why That's why we want to be. Hey, Dave, how's it going? So that's why we want to stay on top of the antivirus updates, because so many are being written on a daily basis. But again, the virus software, the antivirus software, has to know about the virus before it can. Now, there's been a new development in antivirus software where they call it behavioral analysis, where now we're looking at files, and we're looking at files, how they behave, what they do to the computer before we allow the file to run. Okay. So there's many ways to do this, and we could probably talk about this for a couple of hours, but to be brief, there are people out there that are actually downloading these viruses, opening them, running them, seeing what they do in order to analyze the behavior, and then writing pattern engines that will understand how the files are supposed to behave. Exactly. And we're also seeing people writing signatures of good files. Yeah. So that when you're downloading software and whatnot, you're using the power of, I guess, the internet to share information and get info on what's a good file and what's not a good file. Okay. So there's a lot of exciting technology. So, tons of stuff out there. So how do you choose the right one? Because they really are emerging on an almost monthly basis. We see a new software, a new way to take antivirus and buy it or run it or purchase it.
First, I heard you say that you kind of flew right by, because it's so much a part of what we do here at DataCorps. I know before I started working here, when I was just a college kid that had a laptop, and back in the Stone Ages, because it's been a while, and my antivirus software would pop up and say, "Do you want to update?" And I did ignore, and I'll do that later. Be real honest with yourself about when was the last time you stopped and updated your antivirus software on your personal computer. And then focus for one thing. Angel said that we update the antivirus software on our firewall every 15 minutes.
When's the last time you checked to make sure whether it was even up to date or not? Because a lot of people just set it and forget it, okay?
Yeah.
This isn't, what was it, the George Foreman? No, what was the other thing that the pitchman on TV always said, set it and forget it?
Yeah.
IT is not set it and forget it.
No.
We do a lot of work here to make it look like your IT runs as set it and forget it. But there really is a lot of work we're doing in the background to make it work that way. So, we constantly monitor your software. And we have a question from Paula. Can you use more than one antivirus software at a time? There can be some cases where you can use more than one antivirus software at a time. I don't recommend it, because the way that antivirus software works is when you run something, it hooks onto it and won't let it go until it's done scanning it. If you've got multiple things hooking onto it, you could cause a problem. In fact, we've repaired many computers where they've had two pieces of software loaded. All we do is remove one, and all of a sudden the computer starts working well. So you don't want to do that always.
So break it down for us. What?
We got
Dave, sorry, it's not showing up on my computer, but it is on over here. It says, when you can, would love for you to touch on how antivirus service can help my business avoid the types of malware and antivirus issues.
That's really a great question. Yeah. Okay, and here's why. We're used to buying antivirus software in a box, right? You buy your 1-year subscription, you get your software. Problem is, what I found these days, there's this thing called the Gartner Magic Quadrant, and there are new entrants all the time. They're basically antivirus software fighting for dominance. And so some software may shoot up that last year may have been at the bottom of the quadrant because they're becoming more effective. So the way we've negotiated with our vendors to buy that type of software is to be able to buy it on a monthly basis. So when you buy it from us, you're not really buying the software. You're buying the service of having antivirus software. We choose which software to use that's most appropriate for your business, for your situation, and also that's going to have the highest scan rate. There's some software where it's appropriate.
What's a scan rate?
Well, the detection rate. Sorry.
Okay.
The rate at which the software detects malware.
Okay.
So there's some software out there that's great on laptops because it has a content filter built in and a few other things that allow you to get some of the protection that we build in your network and take it outside of the network.
Okay.
So again, we get to choose that for you based on your needs, based on what's most effective. And that's really, ultimately what you pay us to do is to really know what the best software, what the best situation is for your business.
Absolutely.
And apply that rather than you buying, just a software that you buy on an annual basis, or sometimes you get a 3-year license with it. And really, a lot can happen even in a couple of months.
Because there's no one size fits all what's best for everybody.
Exactly. Actually, recently we were evaluating several antivirus software vendors, including the one that we were using then currently, and we made a change.
Yeah.
So our clients are now getting a change to a new piece of software. And what's crazy was, I don't think I told you this, I didn't find out until Monday afternoon.
New information?
New information. One of our clients, we were switching out their virus software. They got there on Monday morning.
Right.
And it was giving all sorts of errors, and there were issues.
Okay.
So, I mean, they were just frustrated, because who wants to arrive at work on a Monday morning and have their computer all busted up?
That's understandable.
By the time we cleaned up all the problems and everything, that new antivirus software had detected 5 instances
Stop.
of an encrypted 3 of the mailboxes of actually executives of the company, senior executives.
Wow.
And so all of a sudden, my computer's not working frustration just went away, because the damage that that software would have done could have taken them out for a few hours. And yeah, we have them protected with backups, but there's still a lead time to restore the backups.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
So we've got another question. What should a business expect to pay for a managed antivirus service? And that's a great question. We don't sell managed antivirus service all on its own. Again, it's such a competitive market out there that it's difficult just to sell it as a package, because then you're competing with other vendors or other IT companies and all that. We include it as a part of our managed services.
Well, the thing is, if you're doing just antivirus software service, it's not giving you the full protection that you really need. It's
absolutely
like taking your car to a mechanic and saying, I only want you to work on the left front wheel and nothing else. Right.
That's exactly it. Without the rest of the service, there's additional protections that go into place. We evaluate your network health. We evaluate your firewall health. We evaluate your server health. Are there policies in place that could actually end up being more effective than antivirus? Because we talked about antivirus software only being about 2% effective. There's other things that working together makes for a highly effective solution. So that's why we don't sell it separate, because then it's like I'm giving you a wrench. Yeah. Here's a wrench, go fix your car.
You also have to have somebody who's familiar enough with your system and your operations to know which service is the right one for you.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. All right. So, let's see, making sure I answered all of our questions.
Yeah, we just answered Dave's, and thank you very much for that question, Dave.
We're good. We got it covered. All right. So are you going to throw down the gauntlet and say, in a general sense, this is the program that's best for most people, or is it just too individualized for you to make?
So you're asking me to hurt my vendor's feelings here? Yes.
Are you going to make the call?
I'll tell you what.
Or is it just too? I mean, if the answer is it's just too much of an individualized decision, that's a fair answer too.
It can sometimes be an individualized decision. However, I will tell you that there are some vendors that are just awful. Okay. And part of the reason is, you know what? I can't even explain it. It's always the same ones that we run into. I probably won't. I don't think I should name names.
Probably not.
But you know what? If you bought your computer and it came preloaded with antivirus, it's probably one of the crummy.
So you pretty much, where antivirus is concerned, you get what you pay for.
You really do get what you pay for. If you didn't pay, if they preloaded on there, more than likely it's on the bad.
Or if you can download it from a website for free.
Yeah. Also, you want to be aware of antivirus coming from the, we'll call it the Eastern European bloc. Yeah.
It's not all created equal.
It's not all created equal. And, any of you out there that subscribe to any conspiracy theory sites and whatnot can try and read between the lines.
Jeez, computer things from the Eastern Bloc. I have no idea what you're talking about, Angel. What could you possibly be alluding to today?
Exactly. So you want to be careful that your software isn't written by the people writing the viruses to begin with.
That is an excellent point, although who knows better how to leave your system vulnerable than those people who are actually writing the viruses.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It'd be a shame if.
Yeah. All right, so here's your takeaway.
Don't buy insurance from the mob.
Yes, that's good general life advice. Absolutely.
That's right.
2, make sure that you're not just depending on free or preloaded antivirus software, because it's not cutting it. Even if you have a Mac, I'm a big Mac fan. I get berated around the office all the time for my love of Apple products.
It's the marketing that I'm mad at. It's creating more complacent people.
But exactly, even if you have a Mac, it's not safe if you just run it the way it comes. You need professional support and opinions on how to keep your computer safe, because as we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, the internet's getting scary out there, y'all. So make sure that your computer is not running just free and preloaded software. Make sure that you're checking immediately. Stop as soon as we're done with this broadcast. Pull up your antivirus software. Make sure it's up to date. And if all of this seems like an overwhelming bevy of information, then you give us a call.
Absolutely. And is this the time that we talk about the thing?
About the thing behind us on the table?
Oh, no, that's another thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking about the thing that's in the agenda.
Oh, yeah, well, we can do that. I was going to do the shiny, there's a literal shiny object behind me, but all right.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
All right. So the big question is, how do I choose, right?
Yeah.
And so the short answer is we got to come and take a look at what you have and what your needs are. So I want to extend a quick little offer out here. If you've got, what are we going to say, 10 computers and a server?
Yeah.
If you got 10 computers and a server or more, go to this site, DataCorps.com/IT survey. Fill out a quick little survey. It just gives me an idea of your environment, and I'll do an assessment for you. What have I found at these assessments? You know what? I can actually write a very long blog post about that.
Awesome.
I did make notes.
I always love it when you write blog posts.
10 horrors I find at these assessments, and I'll give you a hint. One of them is multiple administrator accounts that nobody knows why they exist and that are wide open.
Yay.
Oh yeah.
Security is so hard when you have more than one person involved.
Absolutely. So,
and the more people involved, the harder security can be.
Exactly. Yeah. So just do us a favor. If you've got 10 computers, I can't really do this for everybody. So we really have to limit it 10 computers or more, 5 or one server at least. And if you don't have a server, just let us know in there. If you got 10 computers, let us know in there. And we'll come out and do an assessment. We charge, $500 for these assessments. So what are we going to do? Only 5 of them, the first 5?
Oh, yeah, definitely only 5.
Yeah, so good grief, that's a lot of money.
Well, the schedule is jammed.
I am very, very busy. So we want to make sure and get to you. So we'll do the first 5. So we'll do those for free. And any of them out that fall outside of those parameters and you're still interested, fill out the form. We'll get with you. And it's $500 for the assessment. We'll come out. We'll give you a wonderful report. It gives you just a top to bottom. Actually, most people I end up having to have an intervention with because it's so bad. But,
that's what we're here for.
Reality is what I deal in reality.
Well, that's what we're here for. We are here to tell you what's going on, set it up for you so it runs without you, so that you can set it and forget it because somebody else is not forgetting it. That's what we're here for, so that you can go out and do the thing that you're passionate about in your business, and we can take care of the headaches, right?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Now, there is a literal shiny object on the table behind me.
Here we go.
I'm very excited. So what is this, Angel?
This is actually all the entries from March for our customer service survey.
Excellent.
So to everybody that filled it out, thank you very much. We really appreciate that feedback. We want to be the best IT company in Tampa.
Yep.
And we can't do it without your feedback. So you're helping us a ton. And so what we're going to do today, we promised that we would give away a $50 gift card.
Yes.
So all you had to do to enter was fill out our survey.
Yeah. And how do they get that survey?
Fill out a ticket. Open up a ticket. At the end of the ticket, we'll send you an email. It's got three faces: a green smiley, a yellow neutral, and then a frowny because we really messed up. So we hope that you don't fill that one out. But if we did mess up for you, fill it out because we want to make it right for you. And we want to make sure and learn. And we know that not everybody's perfect. So the way we learn is when you fill out that survey and when you're honest with us and tell us how we're doing. So
plus, when the overwhelming huge majority of our responses come back with a green happy face, it does make us happy.
It does. It does. And that means that I don't have to take somebody out back and beat them this month.
Not the client.
No, one of my people.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying for the sake of the internet.
Oh, for the sake of the internet. So,
dear internet, Angel's kidding.
We will not have an episode of Beat the Tech this month.
Oh, they've all been good?
They've all been fantastic.
That's good.
All right.
I like it when they're all good. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna okay, watch. Ready?
All right, here we go. I'll hold this. All right. Jessica loves it when I go off script.
I do. It's so much fun. I get to walk behind and enjoy it. You know what? My next job after I'm done here, White House press secretary.
There you go.
All right. And
all right, who's our winner?
Let's see. I hope it's a different name from last month. That would be too much. Here we go.
Kirby Palkiner at H2 Insight. Here we go. Kirby Palkiner, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Kirby, congratulations. We'll get that gift card out to you in the next week or so. And I think that's all we had for today.
Yeah.
Oh, do we want to talk about the CSAT score, this month's?
Yeah, absolutely. What was our satisfaction rating this month?
Let's take a look here. I should have probably looked this up before, but hey, we're live, right?
Hey, live.
All right. So our CSAT and the magic number is, I have to log in.
Oh dear. All right.
Everything
so what we're
secure.
Raise your hand if you remember our actionable items today. I'm gonna doing this.
All right, so 95.9% out of 100. So thank you very much for the feedback. We really appreciate it. And again, we want to grow. So if you give us that feedback, it helps us to grow. It helps us to make the experience better. It helps us to serve you better. So thank you very much to all our clients that filled that out and all of their employees. And I think that wraps it up, right?
Awesome. So who won the $50 gift card? Recap that for us.
Kirby. Yes,
Kirby from H2 Insight. $50 for
right.
What? 10 seconds tops of your time.
10 seconds.
Make sure you're filling those tickets out as many times as you fill out a ticket and respond. That's how many entries you get. Couldn't be easier. Couldn't be more fun. I love doing this every month. This is the best.
Yeah, it is fun.
All right. Check your antivirus software right now. As soon as we log off, check it out and hit us up one more time if you've got a little antivirus overwhelm. DataCorps.com/IT survey, and we will personally help you out and let you know where you need to go.
Absolutely. All right? Thank you very much. Have a blessed week.
Thanks, y'all. See you next week.
Bye-bye.